NBA ESPN analyst Jeff Van Gundy. Good morning, Coach. Thanks for waking up with us.
No problem. How's everybody?
Feeling good, Coach. Feeling good. As a guy who could probably never pay for a drink in New York City for a long time, it's good to have you on the show. And your assistant coach, your former assistant right here in New York City, Tom Thibodeau, is taking the reins at New York City as the head coach. I know he's wanted his job for a long time. How excited are you to see Tom Thibodeau be the head coach of the New York Knicks this season?
Well, I'm thrilled for Tom and his entire family because he bleeds orange and blue. He has since he was a kid. When he was an assistant there, when we all worked together, he gave everything he had to help us try to win and win big. And he'll do the same thing as a head coach. He's an elite head coach. They have to obviously fortify their roster, but the coaching is going to be at an elite level. And his intensity and passion, I think, meshes very well with what New York City and the Knicks fan is all about.
We like the sound of that. All right, so this year with their first round selection, the Knicks chose Obi Toppin. Coach, what do you see about his game that'll set him up to be a quality NBA player?
Well, I watched their second preseason game against Detroit, and he didn't have a great night, but I liked that he was very confident, very sure of himself. I thought he passed the ball well. I think he's got to quicken his release up. And obviously, like most or all NBA rookies, the challenge will be specifically at the defensive end of the floor. You know, people will challenge his lateral quickness, particularly in pick and roll defense. But he looks like a serious player, and he looks like he's got a competitive instinct about him. And the shooting ability is critical. You know, the Knicks just don't shoot the ball well from deep particularly, and so Toppin gives them somebody to help spread the floor.
That is a big note there. The Knicks definitely haven't been shooting the well in preseason. Let's switch gears just a little bit. Your brother, Stan Van Gundy, is back patrolling the sidelines for the New Orleans Pelicans. And as somebody who's known him his whole life, how excited is he for the relaxed dress code this season? No more suits, no more ties or anything like that. Lots of sweatsuits, lots of tracksuits. Is he happy about this?
Well, I read that he called it the greatest innovation in NBA history, and I'm reluctant to agree with him because that's absolutely absurd. But I know for himself, you know, he ditched the tie long ago. So to be able to ditch the sport jacket, and I don't know if you guys remember, but he was into those. What are those turtleneck type things a few years back? That's good. That's
looking like a poet.
Too. So, poet laureate. Yeah, but yeah. So I think he's very happy. I thought it looked okay in the bubble the way that, but now, I'm not into it now. Like when I watch him in arenas, like there's got to be a difference between like those like pullover like workout gear stuff look and like suit and tie. There's got to be an in between.
There's got to be a happy medium. I dig what you're wearing though, like the little track jacket, maybe a logo over there, kind of looking like a college recruiter. I dig that. But if you're wearing like the tech fleece, I don't know if you can pull that off.
No, here's the deal. It's so early because I'm in Central Time that this is what I wore to bed. So I just rolled out, got in front of my computer, and this is what you get. Yeah. I should have had my Georgetown sweatshirt on. Hoya Saxon.
There you go. We appreciate you waking up with us, and I always love a little Hoya Saxon love. Before we get your thoughts on the league as a whole, we want to go back down memory lane really quickly from your time here with the Knicks. We've got a story from Spree and LJ. We got to get your reaction.
Producers
gives us a conditioning test.
This is not true.
On the first day of training camp.
This is not true.
We don't pick up a ball. We just doing sprints.
This is not true.
Time sprints. So LJ pulls a hamstring. He is pissed. I mean, he over there hitting you. Boy, you don't remember telling Jeff, I hope you happy. Jeff was like, I think we're done with this guy. He's just celebrating for your day. So she's like, yeah. Like, way to go, LJ.
Now, Jeff, is there any truth to that story? Can you take us back to that day when Larry pulled a hammy on the first day of training camp running sprints?
First of all, if Larry was out of shape and pulled a hamstring running up and down the floor, shame on him. Secondly, I don't remember the specific thing that they're talking about, but we definitely did have conditioning tests. There's no question about that. You had to come up in, relatively good shape. And, Larry, blaming the coach. When you're in the NBA, you get used to it. You're going to get blamed. But I liked how Spree talked about that. Latrell, very good memory. I don't remember it as well as he does, but he explained it very well.
We love hearing those guys go down memory lane. John Wallace, coach, he does an impression of you when we're all in studio together. It is hilarious. Of course, with the utmost respect.
Well, no, but hey, if it had to do with John's defense or lack thereof, then I want to hear it.
Listen, we're gonna tell John Wallace about this, all right? We can't let the slander go through without him getting his word back. So we're gonna get him on the show sometime next week. Now, Coach, last question before we get out of here. I'm a lifelong Knicks fan, Knicks follower, and I love you as a head coach, but I love you even more as a color commentator with Mike Breen and Mark Jackson. Question: would you ever get the itch to go and patrol the sidelines again? And if you did, how much would you miss calling games with Mike Breen and Mark Jackson?
Well, first of all, thank you. When I came to the Knicks, I was, I think, 27 as an assistant. And Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Mark Jackson gave me respect before I ever deserved it. And so Mark, I've coached him, I think, 3 times. I've worked with him 2 separate times now, broadcasting games. And so that's a deep, deep friendship that I'll always have and always cherish. And I don't know if you guys watched the second preseason game, but it was great hearing Kenny Albert call that game. Mike, I don't know if you have Mike on your show, but at times he can be very domineering and demanding. You know what I mean? It's got to be all about him. So, I don't know. But I really do like it. When you get to do something as a second occupation, I didn't grow up in broadcasting probably like you guys did, but to be able to do it with great friends and colleagues that are so much better and more equipped to help you make that transition, I've been blessed. And as far as coaching, I've pursued jobs that I wanted that I didn't get, and I've been offered jobs that I didn't think was a good fit for me. But you never say never, and I'm fortunate, I think we all are. When you have a job, particularly in today's times, you're thankful and grateful. And if something comes along that I think is better, certainly I'd pursue it. But right now, I'm just real fortunate to be able to work at ESPN and ABC.
Well, Coach, we are fortunate that you woke up with us, pajamas and all. We enjoy listening to your call, and we obviously enjoy watching you coach. So whichever one you decide, we'll be tuned in. Thanks so much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck this year on all the calls. I know it's an interesting world for the calling of games.